I'm Dustin Latimer reporting near Cowskin Bridge on Grand Lake, where authorities say they found what might be a body in the waters of Grand Lake just before noon today. Delaware County Sheriff Public Information Captain Josh Bynum confirmed that fishermen found what appears to be a body in the water this morning. Police with the Grand River Dam Authority have taken a boat out. We've contacted the GRDA and currently are waiting on authorities to provide more information. Cowskin Bridge is the same bridge that Noel, Missouri banker Dan Short was thrown from in 1989. Short was kidnapped, made to open the bank, and robbed by Joseph and Shannon Argofsky. The brothers then taped Short to a chair, threw him into Grand Lake. That chair was weighed down with cinder blocks and were chained to it. Now we're currently waiting for officials here on the scene to provide more information. Of course, we'll give that to you as it becomes available on 4stateshomepage.com and during the evening newscasts of KSN and KODE. Reporting from Cowskin Bridge on Grand Lake, I'm Dustin Latimer.
Hi there, good evening. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. An investigation continues in Delaware County as a result of what was discovered this morning in Grand Lake. Action 12's Dustin Latimer has been there since early this afternoon. He joins us now with details. Hi, Dustin.
Hi there, Mike. Authorities say they found a body in the waters of Grand Lake just before noon today. Delaware County Sheriff's Office Public Information Officer Captain Josh Bynum confirmed that fishermen may have found a body in the water this morning near Cowskin Bridge. Around 3:30 this afternoon, boats with divers went out on the lake to a spot under the bridge, and about an hour later, the boats returned to the shoreline with what appeared to be a blue body bag. Authorities also brought 2 5-gallon buckets from the boat to the Grand River Dam Authority command trailer. Now, Cowskin Bridge is the same bridge that Noel, Missouri banker Dan Short was thrown from in 1989. Short was kidnapped, made to open the bank, and robbed by Joseph and Shannon Agofsky. The brothers then taped Short to a chair and threw him into Grand Lake. The chair was weighed down with cinder blocks that were chained to the chair. The Agofsky brothers were later convicted. Now, we are currently waiting to hear official information from those on the scene. Of course, we'll bring that to you as soon as it becomes available and on our homepage, on our website, 4stateshomepage.com. Reporting from the Cowskin Bridge, I'm Dustin Latimer. Mike, back to you in the studio.
Much for joining us on an extremely busy Wednesday morning, December the 17th. I'm Tiffany Alaniz. We are staying on top of breaking news. Officers are on scene at an officer-involved shooting that's happening in South Joplin near 50th and South Main. KSN's Dustin Latimer is at that scene where investigators are still working right now. And Dustin, what is happening there?
Officers attempted to pull over a suspect who was going over 100 miles an hour near 50th and Main Street on suspicion of a DUI. Police had initially pulled the suspect over near the Maverick convenience store at 50th and Main, but the suspect then fled from the officer headed towards Grand Falls. That suspect then came back to the location and rammed the officer's patrol unit. We know the officer fired at least one shot. The suspect was then transported to the hospital. That suspect right now in stable condition with minor injuries. Now, what is currently unclear is that if any law enforcement officer was injured or if the suspect had a gun and was able to get off a shot. Right now, here at the scene, what we will show you is that officers are looking at the suspect's vehicle. They did have flashlights. We're looking at the interior of the vehicle, looking at the trunk, currently trying to determine what is inside that vehicle. Of course, back here at the scene, we will continue to follow this breaking news story, bring you any information as it becomes available right here on KSN and on 4stateshomepage.com. Tiffany, I'm going to toss it back to you, reporting from I-44 and Main Street. I'm Dustin Latimer.
Dustin, thank you so much. We so appreciate you. Yeah, and one of the officers that was at that scene, that happened just after 4 o'clock this morning, told me that they don't believe any officers were injured, but some terrifying moments, and we're very, very glad that those officers were not injured. You could see the rammed police car there in our video.
This is the Roberkey of 4 State Sports Report with Michael Imam.
With the NFL draft concluding a couple of weeks ago, college football is getting the ball rolling on their seasons by conducting annual spring games. So we saw Missouri Southern in action not too long ago, and now we find our Cam Isimone on the sidelines over at Carney Smith Stadium as the Pitt State Gorillas gear up. Cam, what's on tap for tonight?
Yeah, Michael, the calm before the storm, if you will. We've got a lot of Pitt State fans waiting to come into Carney Smith Stadium, gearing up to start this season off right. We've still got 3 more months before the start of the regular season, so let's backtrack a little bit and take by and what we saw from the Gorillas last year. The Gorillas saw a total of 24 seniors graduate, and a good portion of that senior core played on the offensive side of the ball. Quarterback Chad Dotson and running back Noah Hernandez were unstoppable throughout the course of the season. Tight end Jack Roberts, another name we called a lot, that guided Pitt State to average 24 points per game. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, linebacker Alex Gaskell was a 3-time All-MIAA performer and broke up 13 passes with 6 interceptions. He's another senior the Gorillas will not have on the roster this year, along with a few more defensive backs in the secondary. But head coach Tom Anthony has a coaching staff that brought in 28 newcomers in their recruiting class, along with 5 transfers, and have a number of sophomores and juniors ready to step up into big roles. And we're going to have highlights. We're going to break down this new roster and players coming out right now as we speak. So at the 10 o'clock, we'll have highlights for you. Back to you, Michael.
And a good afternoon to you, and thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday. It's July the 22nd. I'm Tiffany Alaniz. Hope your day is going well. We're so glad you're with us. New at noon, happening right now, demolition is underway at the old Freeman Hospital building in Joplin. This is a live look there right now near the intersection of 20th and Sargent. You can see some of the dust out there, and it is so hot out there for those crews that are working. But boy, look at the progress that they're already making out there and the progress that they've been made. Our photographer Trent giving us a wider view that you can see a lot of that demolition on the left-hand side of the building. The Economic Security Corporation is actually the new owner of that building. We told you when they got their demolition permit. Previously, the Joplin City Council voted to demolish the abandoned medical facility. It was estimated to cost around $400,000. A split vote had stalled that project last year, but the council voted unanimously in April to move forward. Future plans call for low-income housing on the site. Freeman Hospital was established back in 1922, that building more than 100 years old, when John W. Freeman donated his family home. Then in 1925, 100 years ago this year, they added a 75-bed wing to the original home. The hospital was staffed back then with 19 nurses and 5 physicians. The hospital expanded over the years, but it closed permanently 50 years ago in 1975 in favor of a new Freeman Hospital complex, the one we have now on 32nd Street. That demolition will continue. We are streaming that on our Facebook page. I know some of you that were born there have told me that you were born there. Others of you may be working there now, or past employees, or maybe you have loved ones that were born in that building. So if you want to see that, or maybe share a bit of that history coming down, we're streaming it now for you on our Facebook page. So let's go back out live in Joplin, where the old Freeman Hospital that is 100 years old is coming down. You can see the large pieces of equipment, and boy, they are really making progress. If this is sentimental to you, or if you have loved ones that this is sentimental to them, you are going to want to get them out there. I feel like they're moving really at a good clip as far as the demolition out there. Very, very hot though, so if you are going out there, obviously stay away. It's a construction zone, and with the demolition of things coming down, you don't want to put yourself in any danger, but take water out there and any electrolytes if you are headed out there. But a lot of history back there. The John Freeman that donated the home in 1922, and it opened as a hospital 100 years ago this year. I know, so a lot of history coming down there. A lot of people remember they were born in there, or they had loved ones that were in that hospital. So it closed 50 years ago this year. So a piece of history coming down. That's streaming still on our Facebook page right now. And a good afternoon to you, and thanks so much for joining us. It's Wednesday, Christmas Eve, December the 24th. I'm Tiffany Alaniz. Merry Christmas Eve to you. We're glad you're with us this afternoon. The highways picking up a little bit busy, although things looking really good right now on I-44. This is our Trenton Phillips, who is there at the rest stop there looking westbound right now on I-44. Things looking really, really smooth, honestly. Nothing to complain about. And honestly, we checked in on the airports earlier this morning. They were looking good as well. So maybe not as many people traveling on this Christmas Eve Of course, nothing to slow down your drive, although those winds are definitely picking up. So just be aware of that as you're heading out the door, even if you're just heading out to run errands this afternoon. Turning back to four-state weather, Lucas, I'm not sure if we can take that I-44 shot again. It's windy out there. Thankfully, the interstate looking really good right now. We're not seeing a lot of traffic. The airports are looking good as well. But Shelby, it's windy out there. Boy, I was just saying in the commercial, if you haven't winterized your boat and you're out at Grand Lake or Beaver Lake, you could be out for a ride this afternoon.
I mean, 77 in Grove, and it's only noon. Usually the hottest temperatures are closer to, I'd say, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So, I mean, they might 80. I'm not going to say officially, but
it's already 77 in Grove right now. It's wild.
It is just wild. I mean, the moisture is building in from the south, so it aligns, but it's still crazy to think it is winter, and we are close to the 80s. All more up next is a look at the almanac.
Well, it's happened. 3 old radio guys, the great Bandito, Howie, and the great Baba.
How about this? We're on Living Well. I never thought it would happen. I'm very mad, though.
Why?
I got the email. It said camping,
Yeah.
RVing, multiple locations.
Okay.
I'm like, I know. Finally, we're hitting the road. Not so much, I guess. We're just going to be talking about hitting the road.
We might. He dressed for the occasion.
I'm ready.
Lil Wayne, I don't know if he approves of this attire or not.
Hold on. Watch him.
Here it is.
He'll trust fall on you.
He's hit trust fall. Exactly. We're here at Wade's RV just south of I-44. Do you approve this attire?
Come on, Wade. This is glamping.
I approve it. Yeah, I do. I dig it. I'm kind of jealous. I'm like, man, I want to wear that.
See, that's what I'm talking about. And this is good stuff. I'm ready to go. I want to get out there. I want to do all the things that you talk about doing.
The great outdoors.
I'm ready.
Hey, let's talk first. Okay, of course, we're in the Joplin location. You have multiple locations online. Let's get right into it, what you guys are offering.
Okay, so basically we say we have 3 super centers, right? We have one here in Joplin, one in the Oklahoma City area, then one in the Tulsa area. We say if you can't make it to one of those locations to see all the hundreds of RV units that we have for sale, we have new, used, consignment, all of the, all the above.
Yeah.
If you just want to shop from the comfort of your couch or from your phone, you can literally go to wadesrv.com and see all of those right there from, just a couple of swipes. Now, here's the cool thing. You could shop by your vehicle type. So if you have, like a brand new SUV Escalade, let's just say you type in 2025 Escalade and all the features, it'll say, hey, your vehicle can tow all of these units. And so you don't waste a lot of time just, scrolling around, looking at stuff. You know exactly which RV that you can tow. And so you know exactly what to look for once you get here. You can pick up the phone and just call, and we can get you set up and kind of go through all those details with you.
Well,
you make it too easy.
Well, I know you have tons of inventory. We talked about that, but you also have all kinds of different financing options. I mean, you're trying to make it as easy for people as possible to get a vehicle as well.
Yes, and so that's what we've tried to really update our website so you can get all that information right there from one spot, so you can have an idea of like payments and stuff like that. So we also have a finance button on our website, so you can kind of go through the process there as well and just kind of get all that information. And so it's kind of cool. There's like specs and stuff like that you could get all that additional information if you just want to geek out about RV stuff. I geek out about the lifestyle. I think, like if you can just find all the amenities that you want, the rest is all about all those awesome state parks and those memories that you build with your loved ones.
Well, that's the thing I like, because whether you're an RV expert or whether you're just a beginner and you have no idea what you're looking at. You guys make it simple like that.
And so we say choose Wade's RV because we will take the time and we'll do that one-on-one demonstration. It's basically like a one-on-one training session. And we don't put you on the clock. We say, hey, literally, even if you've already owned one, there's new upgrades, there's new technology, there's AI. We have RVs that you literally talk to, kind of like, hey Siri. And so you need to learn all of those new things. So we'll take the time and we'll literally go through the entire RV to make sure you're comfortable. So when you hook up, if you're a first timer, you hook up, you leave here, you can go to the state park, and literally you'll know exactly what to do.
That's incredible.
And again, you said you'll be ready to go. You fill up the tanks, you get everything. When they get in there, they're not having to go to the store to figure out what they need next. They're ready, like you said, they're ready to go RV.
That's right. We always forget, we forget to tell everybody, we fill your propane tanks up so you have you're full of propane. We give you a free battery. We give you the case to protect your battery. And
here comes the toilet paper.
The starter kit.
I blew it.
The starter kit.
I love it.
The starter kit has toilet paper, the water hose, the water pressure regulator, the electric adapters that kind of protect you and stuff like the surge protector.
The flux capacitor.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The flux capacitor.
It's ready. You're ready. When you leave here, you're ready to go.
Can we roll in one of them today?
Why are we not hitting the road?
He's dressed for it. Come on, man. Come on, Wade.
Drive. You gonna be the driver?
He's a Wadiac on the floor.
Give me the biggest thing you got. 900,000. Let's go. Do you have insurance?
Hey, we got double insurance today.
More.
We got one ready. We'll take one out.
That's so cool.
We're going to hear more from Wade's. Also, what they're doing in the community that are helping the kids coming up next month. And you guys are just all around, always doing community stuff. It's got a cool event coming up. We really want to tell people about. And we want to hear more about these RVs.
Yeah, I want to see some.
Rolling. What? All right, here we go. It's Living Well. More on the way. Stay with us.
Stephanie Freed thought she had several meetings and tours at Rafa International headquarters. Instead, we surprised her to let her know that she had been selected as KSNKODE's Remarkable Woman of the Year.
You won! Oh my God.
Stephanie was selected for her work helping children and teen survivors of sex trafficking and other abuse.
And we think you're pretty remarkable. Yeah, I think that this is so well deserved over decades of pouring your heart and soul into working tirelessly to help so many countless people.
The work to create Rafa International started from a challenge by Stephanie's dad, Joe, more than 20 years ago. Joe had his own passion, setting up prison ministries across America and around the world. While he was traveling overseas, he witnessed children being trafficked and came home and asked Stephanie to help.
Even when he first started talking to me about trafficking, and I pushed back because he gave me a hard challenge. He said, Stephanie, what are we going to do about this? And I couldn't imagine what anybody could do about that.
With a daunting quest before her, Stephanie, a young mom herself, told her dad she would start researching. And she learned about the horrors so many children were enduring.
And my heart began to break for those children all over the world who were not going to sleep peacefully at night like my little girls were, with their stuffed animals all around, the heads of their bed.
She took her first trip to Cambodia more than 20 years ago and started changing the lives of thousands of people through Rafa International. Rafa means to heal.
And then, once I took my first research trip and was able to meet children trapped in slavery and children who had been trapped in slavery, there was just no turning back. Once you see that, there is no turning back.
Stephanie now has a team of more than 300, and they've created safe havens, both residential and non-residential, in Cambodia, Thailand, Haiti, and Joplin. Rafa board member Michelle Ducree says she's watched Stephanie face very real danger and challenges, always led by her faith.
You see God's hand on her, right? You see him, I'm going to demonstrate this, putting the planks down as she steps. And that's what's beautiful. And so there's nothing impossible to this woman.
Seeing a need in Joplin, Stephanie created a Hope and Healing Center, a pilot project for survivors of abuse, trafficking, and different forms of trauma.
And wow, we have seen so many incredible things happen here. Kids being able to be adopted, foster families being able to really stick in there with children who have survived huge amounts of trauma.
Freed says they also strive to equip families with the knowledge and skills needed to best support the children in their care.
So getting to walk alongside families and make sure that children are really flourishing and that families are flourishing together, it's been so impactful.
Freed admits the work is hard and heartbreaking at times. She says hope sustains their fight to keep going.
When you can see a child having a carefree childhood again, a child whose childhood was once stolen, and they're getting that back and learning how to be a child again.
That hope and healing has continued for decades, and it's rooted in the women they helped 20 years ago. Some are even working to help children who are suffering now.
For them to have the capacity and the desire to turn around and help the next generation of survivors, who better to do that work than somebody that knows exactly how that feels.
And she says we all need to be aware of what abuse and trafficking look like and see beyond the stereotypes because it's happening in our own backyard.
And the truth is that very typically it all comes down to a process of grooming where children are isolated away from people who care about them, who are taking care of them, and they're groomed by a trafficker who has very ill intent for them.
Her work at home and internationally continues, carrying on her father's legacy of helping others.
Yeah, I feel his energy and his love and support as we continue this good work that he wanted to start.
The work to heal and restore children shines through this remarkable woman.
I get to work with so many remarkable women here in our community and all over the world. So this means the world.
Remarkable Women is presented by Eagle Picture Technologies.